Welcome back to my channel. This is Prepping by Faith, and today I want to talk about building each other up. I think this message is more important than ever right now with all of the negativity in the world. Whether you're concerned about inflation, job loss, possible World War III, food shortages that could lead to famine, you name it, the world appears to be in a mess. So when it comes to how we treat one another, we need to take a step back and reflect before delivering a harsh word or message to someone. Everyone deserves a little grace at all times, but maybe a little bit extra right now. It's interesting because I think that sometimes people forget that content creators are real people too. We have emotions, we have fears, we have everyday challenges just like you do because we are human. One of the biggest drawbacks to technology is the disconnect it can bring to viewing the individual on the other side of the computer as a real person instead of just a channel name. It's easy to attack someone in a chat or in a comment section when you aren't seeing them as a real person. Many of the things that are said are things that someone would never dream of saying if you were standing right in front of them. Our words are important. I was watching a video by Lee Smith, and he was talking about the power of the tongue. I'll link it for you in the description box so you can check it out. But he was talking about how you can use it to either build someone up or tear someone down. There's so much truth to this. We need to remember the scripture that tells us, "For out of the abundance of the heart the mouth speaks," Matthew 12:34. We don't want our hearts and minds full of ill will or evil intent towards others. We need to have clean hands and pure hearts. We need to practice sowing positive words of encouragement into people's lives. I know I struggle with this myself, especially when I feel attacked by someone. The Bible tells us to speak the truth in love in Ephesians 4:15. But speaking the truth in love may grow up all things into Him who is the head, Christ. So even if someone wrongs you, you need to bring correction in love, or maybe just practice not saying anything at all in return. We should spend more time praying for those who spitefully use us and say all manner of evil against us. I know that's a tough pill to swallow, but it's something that if we practice doing it on a regular basis, it will become easier and will make us better people for it. Speaking the truth in love could also mean you see something that someone is doing that could cause them harm, or a mistake they've made that they may not realize they have made. It's important when dealing with anyone in our daily lives that we remember to speak the truth in love, because if someone feels attacked, they won't listen to you. They will either shut down and tune you out, or they will react in anger. I see this a lot when it comes to the online community. People make a habit of getting offended, and they also make a habit of saying cruel things. If you can't leave someone a word of encouragement or anything that is going to be helpful to them, maybe take a step back and don't say anything at all. Our words have power, and as Lee brought up in his video, the power of life and death is in the tongue. When you realize how profound that is, it will make you think before speaking. We should spend a lot more time listening and a lot less time speaking, especially if what we are going to say is going to come out in anger. I think we need to go back to some of the basics when it comes to communicating with others. The Bible tells us, "Do unto others as you would have them do unto you," in Luke 6:31, and this is commonly known as the Golden Rule. Notice it doesn't say, "as they do unto you." It says, "as you would have them do unto you, so as you would want them to treat you." This is important because it's so easy to return evil for evil. I had a situation last week where someone said some pretty unkind things in the comment section and told me how they find videos like I had made sad because they are made by young people who don't know how to live or cook. This person called me a snowflake and told me I didn't even know how to boil a potato. I'm bringing this up to show you just how unkind our words can be. If this person had taken the time to actually view my channel as a whole, rather than focusing in on a couple of minutes of one video, they would see that nothing could be further from the truth. I most definitely did not vote for this current administration, and I know how to cook very well. In fact, I have a recipe section I'm developing on my channel. The moral of this example I'm sharing with you is to always take the time to have all of the facts before you speak. Get to know someone a little bit before you make a judgment about them or their content or their character. It's easy to jump to conclusions when you don't know someone. It takes a lot more effort to step back and reflect before saying something unkind. You can apologize to someone later, of course, but sometimes those harsh words have inflicted so much damage that even if the person forgives you, it's going to be very difficult for them to forget and for them to trust you and let you get closer to them. Jesus told us in Matthew 12:37, "For by your words you will be justified, and by your words you will be condemned." What an impactful statement that is, right? So whatever we are saying will either cause us to be found innocent in the eyes of God or guilty. We need to keep that in mind the next time we want to lash out in anger and say something unkind to someone. I think it is very important that we continue to build each other up. Even if it is something you say to someone that is just as commonplace as, "You look beautiful today, that color really brings out your eyes." Obviously, men, be careful if you're saying this to women, especially if you're a married man, and women likewise. But the point is, anything we can do to make someone feel better about themselves or bring a smile to their face, whatever seeds we can plant of encouragement. If you know someone is having a bad day, just offering to pray for them could mean everything in the world to them. Everything we do doesn't have to be monumental. In fact, I think it's the littlest things that have the most meaning and are the most profound. If you've been blessed by this message today, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Remember to pray, prep, and put God first. God bless.